Sky grows dark, decay underneath, the ravens in the sky, and kings shall deceive. We have come into the night, thunder raising war at night. We have come into the night, thunder raising war at night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. The sounds of arms, fierce morality, nightfall the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder raising war at night. We have come into the night, thunder raising war at night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Sail forth. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Hey everybody,
Hello.
how's your guys' double bye week going? Hope you guys had a good Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl, Fluffy?
I did not. I abstained from watching the Super Bowl. That's boring.
Yeah, I mean,
You?
I agree, but we're also League of Legends players, so that's to be expected from us. But I
True.
hope everybody had a good bye week. Welcome back to the Seer podcast.
Yeah?
We're gonna do some catching up from what we missed and look into next week's stuff. So let's kick it right off.
Yeah?
All right. So we're talking 2 weeks ago. So try to remember everybody. But our first match, we got Era 404 versus Night Raid. And I'm
Yeah. This is
joined by Fluffy 131, of course, in case you guys don't know who that is. But this was your game. How'd you feel about this one, Fluffy?
this was an experience. This one an experience. Pugs and Kid Boo played absolutely amazing. I think that's a major factor in them winning this game 2-0. But
Yeah, yeah.
I think our top presence was a little weak, and I think we had a salary advantage up there, and we didn't exactly get to where we needed to be in that advantage. But yeah,
Yeah, I Ban Bao playing a little bit more consistent. He's a pretty good top laner. Let's look at that first draft here then.
yes.
Let's see what they had to work with here. All right, we
So,
got walk me through
uh,
this. Walk me through it.
quick context. We both lost first round bans,
Okay.
so that was why all the mains coming out here. But they first picked a Moo, and that was we assumed it was going support, but we didn't know for sure.
Uh huh.
And that
Uh
was a Moo pick. First pick is probably the best first pick in the entire game right now. Just
huh. Maokai's a pretty close second. I don't
Now,
know, man.
yes, Malachi is still up there as well, but
These
that's just
junglers.
very
Uh,
strong.
Arrow 404 with the Shaco pick.
Yeah, so Casual's a Shaco main.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Profile picture is Shaco. He got,
So
he's got all the Shaco stuff. We're like, okay, first pick Shaco, easy. And then we had who
it,
do we have? What was
it
there?
looks like by this, it looks like you were just playing around your bot side because you got a tank top and then you got the Victor who wants to farm mid. So it looks like you're really trying to play around that Zaya Victor late game kind of carry.
So we had two subs. We had two subs.
Okay.
So we had
Wasn't it Blitzkrieg?
yeah, I was thinking boosted, but yeah, Blitzkrieg
Yeah,
support,
yeah.
and we had Tack Alley top. So we were
Okay.
down, you
You,
know,
you were down.
375 salary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
see the Jacks into Mundo, so that's going to be a miserable play for Mundo. That's unfortunate.
yeah,
Let's see let's see the results of this first game.
yeah, it
All right.
was not close and not pretty at all.
Yeah, yeah.
We just
21-4.
yeah, we did not get it working anywhere. It was Kid Buu popping off, and the Cassante just was an absolute nightmare to play against. Cassante mid was is a sleeper pick that I was not ready for coming into this game, and
It's
I
funny.
didn't. It was
Oh,
disgusting.
keep going. Yeah, funny enough, he pulled that out in scrims against us a couple times. We were curious if they were trolling with it or if they planned on doing that. Watch out, pugs are cute with his AP Tom Kench mid as well. Oh my god, it's disastrous.
I don't wanna. I never want to see that. I never want to see that.
It's
Cassante was tired diving us enough already.
yeah, and yeah, giving Kid Buu that Shyvana pick, that's gonna be dangerous. Plus cursed on the
Samira.
Samira
Yeah,
there. Yeah, yeah.
that was. Yeah,
It just looks like a draft gap, to be honest. I mean, maybe you're under salary, but I mean that just seems like a horrid draft to have to play into for game
yeah.
one.
Yeah, it was definitely it was not a pretty draft. I think their mains were better than our mains as far as like Shaco is not that great of a team player for the most part in these leagues, so it's more of a corner case, one trick niche that we didn't get to play around. And
I
then
yeah,
yeah,
it's hard. I mean, who's he gonna kill, of course, other than the Samira? But once Samira gets a mortal cringe bill, I mean, the Shaker really doesn't have any good targets.
yeah. So I mean, I'm an Irelia player, but I did not feel confident picking Irelia into pugs,
Yeah,
especially Cassante. That'd not be fun. So I'm like, I'll pick a scaling mid laner and just chill.
yeah.
But we did not have the time I needed, so
Oh
it was
well,
unfortunate.
let's see the draft for game two. Maybe this one went a little better.
Notice our bands. Notice our bands.
Yeah. Now we
No,
got all
because
five bands to
got
work
all
with.
the important ones out of there.
Mhm. Yeah, I see
And
the Shyvana. I can't believe you guys held that off until round two. Why the priority on the Victor? I'm sorry, Vlad and Silas.
that's the wrong order. It's
Oh
the one's in the
yeah, it's
right
three
of the
to
first
two. Yeah, I
round.
forgot.
So we did
I got
ban
all
them.
mixed up from
Yeah,
last game.
yeah,
The three empty bans.
yep. So
So
we,
yeah, all three you banned the Cassante, the Shyvana, and the Samira.
yeah, we're like, no way we're fighting. Nah, that was too scary the first time. I'm not doing it again.
And then
Bans from Night Owls, I think, kind of missed.
okay,
I mean, they won anyway, so what am I really talking? But we don't have a Zac player.
hmm
Uh, Boo plays a little bit Caitlyn, but not a ton. And I casted in as like a fourth or fifth deep into my pool. So
yeah.
but that was what
Hey,
they're scared of, it worked.
you tried
So
it. I mean,
yeah.
Aurelia into this comp looks incredibly hard. I mean, into the Osawo, I assume that's who you were into here.
Yes.
Is kind of doable, but the rest of that team seems rough for you.
Yeah.
Really rough for everybody. They have a lot of kite and peel, and then that Malphite Osawo engage, of course, on top of the Lily ult had to have been nasty.
It was a pretty tough game. Pretty tough game.
Night Raid Owls is good at stacking those good ultimates. Silas would be a
Yes.
good pick into Night Raid Owls. I swear to God, because they're so good with those team fighting ultimates.
Yeah.
But let's see the results from game two. Drum roll. Let's let's hope it was a little better.
Yeah.
All right,
Pugs
25 to
12 and
12.
1.
Yeah.
At least they
Damn, he
tripled their
popped.
kills this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did something at least. Did something. We got
Yeah, 12 kills. I mean, so was that 12 and 1 from Pugs, like him going nuts in the laning phase, or was that more team fighting?
that was more team fighting. I only died 6 times, so I'll take it as a win.
Yeah. I
I
mean, three.
didn't. I think like 1v1ing him. I didn't we won 1v1 him like at all. It was pretty much even throughout the
Yeah,
laning phase. But then
yeah.
after laning phase, he just got all the Malphite Yasuo ultimates. into the Mumu ult, into the Lily ult. It got way too crazy for the rest of us, and we just fell apart.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I was like, man, that just seems impossible to pin anybody down
Yeah.
there. You guys just, yeah, they were just really prepared. And you had Boo there, I see on the 80 carry.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
hey,
This is
you put up 12 kills game 2. Kid Boo's team seems like they're just rolling right now.
yeah. It's a very good team.
Next up, we got H2O versus Plague here. I did get to see the last game of their series, and they did a lot of fighting. H2O seemed to they play that Kled, and they want to dive and dive and dive, and unfortunately, Plague was a little bit ready for it. But Bentage, what about your predictions for the last series? You mean from last week? All right, we'll pull up the predictions and see. I had them pull it up. Did Bentage predict from last week? Uh, let's see. Can I even find it? I have to go back forever. Yeah. You had Night Raid winning 2-0. Stop showing up in every series I play. All right, let's go to the first draft for
Yep.
H2O. I got sidetracked with Bentage's predictions. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, first thoughts on this, Fluffy. What just looking at this right off the start, who would you put your money on winning?
I do see. I do. This is a really tough one. This is a really tough
Yeah.
one. I think. I think
Even
I Team H2O only because Play Gaming doesn't have any ADC, which is
okay.
a little. I mean, Seraphine's not the best into some of the tankier champs like Jarvan and Fiora, but
If they get the engage off right, yeah, that bot lane would be hard to play.
yeah, Aurelia seems pretty strong here. Cassiopeia's a pretty I think Aurelia play the best Cassiopeia counter in the game right now, so it's
I
pretty
like the
strong.
comp from Play Gaming, the double healer with just 3 send it champions was
Yep.
probably hard. If any of them got ahead, it was probably very hard to play against
Yeah.
it because H2O doesn't have a lot of disengage here. They have a lot of send it, which is exactly what Play Gaming wants. But
Yeah.
it looks like Play Gaming also missed their first 3 bans, so a
Yeah.
little bit of a scheduling issue. But let's see the results from game 1. Let's see. Drum roll. Let's see if Fluffy was right. And unfortunately, H2O dropped the ball. The Heimenegger
Yeah.
support not popping off. I'm not familiar. Is Blitz play that a lot? I've never seen him pull that out.
No, no, he does not.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
That it looks like that counter. So although it wasn't strong into maybe some of the engage on H2O, it is strong into the Heimenegger support, that
Yeah.
Seraphine Nami. Who was their AD? Oh, Kali was playing Cassiopeia AD carry. Okay,
Wait,
so it
that's what it
wasn't.
was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seraphine
yeah,
just wins that lane by herself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see now. I can see.
yeah. You just get double outrange there, unfortunately, and the team fight. I mean, the Cassiopeia still went 6, 6, and 7, so not the worst.
Yeah.
But it seems like they picked on that Heimendinger a lot and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
bullied top lane a little.
Yeah, and flimsy on the Aurelia, it's gotta be hard to play against. Much better than me on the Aurelia, so pretty scary for sure.
I watched him drop a 15 kill game on that Aurelia a couple
Yeah.
times in these series, but I mean, it didn't look like too much of a blow. 25 to 37 in kills though, so I mean, let's do quick math here. Was that 62 kills in that series in
Yeah.
38 minutes? So almost 2 kills a minute.
Hey, better. Hey, they got more kills than we did, so
But
good
yeah, it
for 'em.
definitely looks like it came down to. I'd say this is less of a draft gap, and just they were really able to pick on that bot lane. Like you said,
Yeah,
Seraphine just kind of wins that.
I mean, if they can store the time up to scale, get the Heimerdinger up there, get the Gangplank up there, they can definitely pull it out. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm because Darius and Aurelia get pretty hard outscaled by a lot of those champions.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was just
that's what I was thinking originally too. I was like, oh, H2O's comp looks good. They got a lot of scaling, but that bot lane.
yeah.
All right, let's kick it into draft 2 here. See,
They have bans this time, perfect.
yeah, now we get the full bands across the board. All right, let's see. If I'm looking at this again, ooh, they both kind of have team fighting comps this time.
Yeah,
Less of
this
the
is
Fiora, Gangplank, Aurelia.
I gotta say, H2O. I was looking at Play Gaming. I was like, damn, this comp is really good. But I'm looking at
Mhm.
H2O's comp, and I'm just like, Is that even better?
H2O's comp is decent, but the only problem is the scaling from Plague is nuts because Zaya scales, Lux scales, Cassiopeia scales, and then you have the Ornn items on top of that. And Kled just does not do well into almost anybody on Plague Gaming's team right there. He
Very
has to
true. Yeah.
punish that Ornn early, or he's just forever
Yep.
doomed.
I could see the Samira and the Syndra carrying it for them though, for the scaling side of things. I mean, good
Yeah,
engages. Like Vi didn't scale, but you can always single out a target, right? Lux extends a little bit too far, and she can get blown up pretty quickly.
yeah. You really have to coordinate with the Via Mumu because the Samira have a hard time getting in there. The anti dash from Cassiopeia, all the knockups from Ornn, the Lux stun, the Uter stun.
Yep.
Just a heck of a time. But let's kick it into the results. Let's see if we're right here. I'm putting my money on Plague.
And
And
yeah,
looks like I was right. 14-28. So double kills in 22 minutes. Well, about 23 minutes. So 42 kills in 23 minutes. So another banger of a game.
yep.
This was
We
the game that I watched. It looked like there was a lot of diving going on from H2O.
Yeah. And Flimsy really pulling out 9-2 on the Cassiopeia. Not a champion I've ever seen him play, but I do not doubt his competency on any champion. So
Yeah, they were really trying to punish him early on that. They were sending it mid with Kled a lot, but unfortunately, just they weren't able to get anything going. Their bot lane wasn't able to come online, so the 2 and 5 Samira just not really able to get much done. But seems like a pretty fast and uh, easy series for sure. But we could kick it down to game three. We got game three here. We got Tack Alley's team. What's I don't have a name of their team here.
Big
What is
wheel.
that? The
big
Big Wheel?
wheel.
Yeah. I was gonna say Big Wheel versus the Goats.
Yep.
They have Huss as top lane on our graphic still. I want to say that Huss did not play at this point. I want to say this was Perfy. Um, but let's kick it into the. We'll just be able to see basically. Let's kick it into the draft though. First draft.
And it was perfect.
It was Perfy.
Yep.
Damn, nailed it.
Oddly,
Look,
so good. So
look,
good at
I'm
this.
keeping track of your teams. All
Yeah.
right, like first impressions again, Fluffy. Who do you got your money on here?
Oh,
I'm just
I
looking at the teams.
I like Big Wheel's team here. I think the Mumu the Thresh can really lock him down, get the Seraphine slow stuns,
Uh-huh.
get Tryndamere and Zaya in there. Their scaling is a little on the low side. I think they'll have to win it pretty early, especially against a gang playing Kaisa. But I think
Yeah,
they can do it.
I like Big Wheel's comp here as well, just because the Tryndamere will have kind of a hard time into the Gangplank with range and whatnot, but Tryndamere is actually one of the hardest counters to Gangplank. If you play around it, you can just dive them over and over and over again. Like Gangplank usually has to go grasp just to even
Yep.
deal with Tryndamere. So it's a good counter matchup, and he can hold the Gangplank top lane. So no matter how late the game goes, the Gangplank can't team fight without losing, his whole base.
Yeah. And
But
I do question how many dive targets Leona has in this matchup. Zaya always ultimate to get away, and the
uh-huh.
Seraphine, if she can play safe enough and stay in the back, she can be fine throughout these team fights.
Oh, and the Seraphine too. If you dive the Seraphine and she's playing far back enough, she can just buffer with her ult,
Yep.
and it'll hit a bunch of targets at that point because the Leon will be way too deep. Just get charmed. The rest of your team gets charmed. Can't follow it up. But let's see the results. Let's see. I'm voting Big Wheel as well. I'd be with you here, even with Leon on the Warwick.
Before we go to the results, I do have to give my brother credit because he's following in my footsteps playing the Seraphine.
Playing the Seraphine. Was this a Seraphine mid? Yeah, it was a
Yes,
Seraphine
it
mid lane.
was. And it was
Ooh.
Avius in jungle with Tack Alien. Or Avius top lane, Tack Alien the jungle.
Yeah. It seems like they've
Yeah.
made that permanent switch, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have Tack Alley in the jungle and Avius playing top lane.
Yeah.
Just permanently. It seems to be working out for him, and clearly it did here,
Yeah.
picking up the W. But Perfy, not without a fight. 5-4 and 13. Played a pretty clean top into Avius. That's a really hard counter, and you see the grasp on Gangplank. So he clearly knows that matchup sucked, but I mean, doesn't look like he did terrible.
Yeah. I mean, if he had most goal in the game, if he had 5, 6 more minutes, I think this game could have turned around for him. He did have 3 items, getting close to that fourth, looking like it was going to be Collector. So it would be a massive power spike in his favor.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much he can actually blow up on the enemy team, right? Like probably Thresh and Amumu aren't really the targets you want to hit with it. And if It'd have to just be if Rise of Dusk on the Zaya or Hardway on Seraphine oversteps
Yeah,
and
and
really eats a
basically,
barrel.
look at the amount of kills in this game, of course, again, 35 to 28. So I mean, what do the math? 50, 63 kills in 32 minutes. So a ton of kills, and look at the amount of assists on Hardway, on Rise of Dusk, on Timberland. I mean, they clearly all fought. That trio right there.
Yeah,
I didn't watch this game, but it looks like they were all grouped the entire time. I mean,
yeah.
a ton of KP, and it was probably just oppressive as hell. The teamwork looks like it came in
I
just
do not want to try to run away from a Tryndamere while a Seraphine is slowing me. I don't know. That is not a fun
yeah.
experience.
That's a it's an interesting team. I haven't seen the Tryndamere pulled out, but it seems like he did well on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, goats. Yeah, I've just wanted to fight all the time. Yeah, it's kind of odd, to be honest with you, because you would kind of want to scale on goats, other than fighting around your Ari and Warwick early. You would kind of want the Kai'Sa gangplank to do their thing, but what do I know? Let's kick it into game two draft. See, I have no idea how many games are in these series, by the way. So we're predicting every game as we call it. All
yep.
right, first thoughts again. Let's see. Who would you have your money on here?
Okay, so looking at
Or
these
sleep is back for
comps.
game two here. Keep that in mind.
Okay. Hmm.
I mean, if I had
Oh,
my money on anybody this game, it would be goats.
yeah. I'm kind of in agreement with you there. I think Karma sitting on the Vayne can be pretty strong, hiding behind the Malphite and the Zac with Swin in there as kind of a medium range champion. Can
Yeah,
be pretty strong.
I like Big Wheel's comp except for the Vex. They have a lot going, but the Vex doesn't counter really anything on the
Yeah.
side other than like I guess the Zac jump. You can I think get rid of that out of the air if you W it, like if he tries to jump on you, but I don't even think you can do that. So I'm
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
curious as to why the Vex was picked.
I think it's yeah, definitely a curious pick there. I'm just thinking like other champions that would have been better in that situation, like a Victor maybe,
I think it was a
Yeah,
or
comfort pick for their mid.
yeah. I was gonna say I think
They needed
it
AP comfort pick.
yeah it was
yep,
probably a comfort pick because yeah, like you said, he needs some AP. But yeah, I'd put my money on goats. I mean, wow, the team fighting. Also, we got hit with the ad block of the decade, so I don't know if anybody can even hear us. But let's kick it into the results for game two.
yep.
And Tack Alley and Big Wheel winning again. 0 for 2 in predictions this game. Or this series. Wow. I guess the team comp doesn't matter when you just drink some
Have more
Gitgum.
sleep.
Yeah.
When you have more
Nine-
sleep on Jax, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Murphy didn't even do bad again. 2, 6, and 18. He had to play against Avius and more sleep topside. And
yeah.
I mean,
That's
20 and 6 KDA. I mean, 311 CS. I mean, not the worst. 51-minute game. Oh my lord.
that is a long one. The Vayne came online here was full build. It's not often you see a Vayne full build losing a game. This was
Yeah,
clearly a close one.
15, 3, and 10. I heard from people who played through this that it was just Jack split pushing constantly, and he essentially just 1v9'd via
Yeah,
just good shot calling and split pushing.
I see
Because,
the almost 27,000 gold in his pocket, so
yeah,
I can definitely see that happening.
because based on the score line, you would almost wonder how the heck they won this, because Jax is the only one that's fed, right? But he's just that good. He can
Yeah,
1v9 in these league games to get
yeah.
them I guess that's the series, so that would be a 2-0. So we're on to DMX versus Ramen Renegades, whose name is no longer Ramen Renegades. They are Cottonmouths wearing jeans. So,
And
I
my
don't want to ask
support
about the
wasn't
team name.
Remy.
I don't understand the team name, but
what's
we're
up? Your
here.
support was what?
My support was not Remy. We did have, I believe,
Bentage,
Bentage.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had Bentage over there on Team X, and Ramen Renegades I'm sorry, Cottonmouths wearing jeans has been murdering teams. Let's get into that first draft. If you know, you know.
But I have to
uh,
ask right off the bat, Skarner pick for who
Starter pick on
and
DM.
where?
Ooh, I love it. It
It's
looks
Skarner
like
jungle, right? Obviously, with
uh,
Amumu's support.
yeah, Mumu. I don't know because Beard plays that Ziggs bot. So that could be Ziggs bot, Ezreal mid. And they got a lot of flex potential there, but yeah, it looks like a Skarner jungle.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw Scott. I'm like, wait, was Insert playing in this game?
Mundo into Mordekaiser.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good for Mundo, right?
I got my money on Ramen here. It's okay. Mordekaiser just melts tanks, but Nudo can kind of just
Yep.
sustain. It's hard to pull him because he has that passive, so Nudo can kind of just do nothing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Chumpo on the Yon.
We're seeing
Uh,
another Seraphine APC here,
yeah,
and
that's
that's it's been showing up a lot. I mean, it is Beard, so Beard in this
yeah,
game, so it's definitely him.
Yeah.
So
No, they
yeah.
took it
wait,
from
no,
me.
it's the wrong team. Never
Yeah,
mind.
they
They
took
first
it from
picked it
Beard.
away from me.
Yeah, they
That
didn't
makes a
ban
lot
it.
of sense.
Yeah, they didn't ban it so they could first pick it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
so
works so well with this comp. The Maokai
yeah,
send it with the Wukong, and you just Seraphine all behind it.
yeah. I have my money on Ramen as well.
Yeah. I mean, Champo on the Yon. Let's see the results. Oh my God, Champo.
Sean Code 10-0 on the own.
Slugbrain Jeans up there at 8-0 and 4 in the Mordekaiser. But as I said, he couldn't really do much to the Mundo, so he just ended 1 and 2.
Yep.
And it was the Ziggs mid. I have played against Excellence on the Ziggs mid. He usually puts in work, but just unfortunately can't get a lot done. I mean, it's the top and mid for Champo. My God.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the shampoo diff
yeah,
and the
because that
slug
wasn't even a
diff.
high kill game. 22 to
No,
7 at 33 minutes. That was just a couple team fights, and that was it.
it's I think it's clear. Just a Will name diff.
Yeah.
Will in the top lane, Will in the mid lane, and it just wins.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right, let's kick it into game 2. Shift it. All right, so game 2 draft. Do we
What's that
know?
pick? Yeah, do we really know what that pick is?
I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, yes we
All
will.
right, Team X. If I had to guess, let's see. What is it? An 80 carry? It's an 80 carry that they didn't pick. That would be
Yeah,
what they have to fit there.
it was Tristana.
I don't know.
Tristana. Oh, I was
Okay.
gonna guess MF.
Beard on Tristana. Nothing I've seen him play all that often. Don't know about
Ramen.
you.
Ramen has a very similar comp here.
Yeah.
The Maokai Mordekaiser just rise instead of the Yon because it's banned. You see him double target ban Shumpo's team or Shumpo specifically with the Uter because Slug on that Uter is super
Ah,
annoying. So I've
that's on
heard.
the team. I just
Yeah.
run around him. Just keep running.
Yeah.
I think the Rise will have it this game. I think Ramen get it again.
Yeah. I gotta agree with you. Let's see. And
It is a win.
7-0
Shumpo's
and
7-0 and 1.
4-0.
Okay.
Yeah. The unkillable top mid of Shumpo's team and Tactic with the 207. All right. Well, they're really just padding their KDAs over there.
Yeah.
But a low kill game though, 20 and 6. I mean, nothing too crazy. Beard at 5 and 4 in the bot lane. So it definitely wasn't a bot gap. It was just really that mid top, just the consistent. I mean, Shumpo, it's insane. 7-0 and 1, almost perfect CS. I mean, my God.
Yeah. I just can't wait till Shumpo loses to my Irelia mid again. We need to happen.
Is Shumpo going pro yet? Like, this man is heading to the LCS with these score
Yeah.
lines. My God.
The only person sleeping in jeans in the entire league. It'd be awesome.
A swift 2-0, it seems. Let's move on to our next series. We had Los Numados versus Team League of Legends. This was our team. This was the game that was streamed live last week with our wonderful Hailstrom, who was the old production head. Who everybody, I want a big congratulations in the chat for Hailstrom having a second kid. Successfully, the baby is healthy and at home, and they are a happy family, and they are doing well. But if anybody is in the chat, some hype for that. But Hailstrom will be on break for the time being. But let's get into that first game draft here for this. I can't even remember. It's been 2 weeks. Let's go,
Nobody
baby.
posted the draft, so
Nobody posted the draft.
Well, let's look. Maybe I can tell you. Unbelievable. I'm gonna have to yell at my captain.
And I was also casting this game, so I do remember some of it.
Yeah, true. I forgot. Yeah, you and Baby Man were casting this. Let's look here. So, yeah, we banned the Ash Sona off the start because like looking at Team League of Legends, it seemed like their bot lane, they played that 6 out of their 7 games. It was
Yeah.
just all comfort. So we wanted to remove the comfort picks, and then I figured I could do well top, and we just had to focus Kazuto because similarly to Shumpo's team, Kazuto is just a menace.
Yep. So
Uh,
continuing the theme of former Chum the Water members only performing in this league, we have Bulgaria going 8-2 on Shyvana.
Bulgaria is a monster, especially around. Just our style is all over the place. Sometimes we play around bots. This game, as you saw on cast, we were just fighting that top jungle nonstop,
Yeah.
all the time. As you can see by those score lines, I had the counter on that Doctor Mundo, and we just sent it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, your Skarner play, not Skarner. Why can't I think of names today? Your Kled playing was very, very good this
uh,
series. Very
honestly,
clean.
the most impressive thing, and I even saw somebody notate it on stream, was Snerbopsy and his Galio. My God,
Yeah.
I mean, just and it's a direct counter to Rise. It makes that champion really hard to play. Um,
Yes.
so I can't take all the credit. I definitely got carried by some good teammates. Bulgaria on that Shyvana, also a
Yeah.
menace. Maybe not Kid Buu status, but fairly close. Let's get into the second. Do we have? I assume we just have the results. Yeah, yeah, for game two. I'm gonna fight Snare Bobsy, but game two also a win from us from Los Nemados. Again, we just banned the Ash Seraph, Sona, and then we look to just get rid of basically anything that could enable Kazuto. So the Shen Malphite bans were specifically so they had no engage from the top side, and
Makes
because they
sense.
had no engage from the bot side either, it was really hard for Kazuto to get anything done.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a million assists apiece on every one of our teammates, so we just fought and fought and fought as a team. And I feel bad for Kazuto because there's not much you can do into the Vi ult.
Yeah, that's a tough one to dodge. Tough one to dodge. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Garen won't be helping you all that much getting those champions off your carry in the mid lane.
Duck Butter says, "Yeah, I was there too." the Our consistent bot lane just farming it up
Yep.
into the late game fights. Our Zaya Senna is just a pain in the butt to play into.
Yeah, I can imagine that's not a fun bot lane to play against. That's for sure.
No, they just held it down while we RNG fought over and over everywhere. So thanks for them for being consistent. But I think that wraps it up. Actually, that was
Yeah.
the last game 2 weeks ago. So I think we're gonna kick it off into next week's games here.
Yeah.
I have somewhere. Wait, I have Bentage's predictions, but I will go over them as we go over the matchups. Uh, let's see here. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing here. I hadn't seen this graphic before. I was like,
Yeah,
what
neither
the heck?
I'm taking it back. Like, what is this?
Yeah. So we got League of Legends versus Goats, Ramen Renegades versus Los Nemados, and Big Wheel versus Team X up there. So let's go one by one. Let's go League of Legends versus Goats. Who would you have your money on, Fluffy?
I
If you
think.
League of Legends would be Kazuto's team and Goats being
Yep.
Lethal and company.
This is definitely a tough one. I think it's League of Legends, honestly. I think Kazuto's gonna show up and he's gonna show up in a big way. I think he's just gonna make a massive dent on whatever champion plays mid.
I'd actually put my money on Goats just because League of Legends is very reliant on Kazuto. And they did just flop out their jungler as well on Team League of Legends. And
Mhm.
Goats is just very fleshed out across the board. I mean, they have Cripplord mid. They have a pretty consistent bot lane with Kuro, and they also have a good top lane with a platinum jungle. Just too much pressure for Kazuto, probably. Kind of the same reason we beat him. It wasn't that he played worse. It's just that we had so many things attacking him. His team just
Yeah.
couldn't peel him. If I look at Bentage's prediction, the old Bentage special, he also predicted Ghosts to get their first win of the season in a close 2-1 series.
Yeah. First one of the
Here,
series. Woohoo!
uh, Bentage says those are not the games I predicted on. So Bentage was randomly looking at another week. Yeah, see here where he had Goats versus Team X and not League of Legends. Just type him in chat, Bentage, as we go through this. Uh,
Yeah,
so
he did
see,
next week's games.
yeah, I assume he looked at week 6. See, we're all a little bit messed up here because of of the bye week. But it's fine. Just look at week 5. Just follow us along. Just type it in here. So game 2 here, we have
Yep.
Ramen versus my team here, Los Nemadas. I'm gonna
So,
be honest with you, Fluffy. I'm putting my money on Ramen.
yeah, I gotta say the cotton mouth, whatever they're called now. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they might continue being 4-0, go into the 5-0, and being undefeated.
It's gonna be a rough game for us. They kind of work the same as Team League of Legends, with mid lane being such a hard carry, but they have some threats elsewhere that are kind of hard to deal with. With Casante Slug top,
Yep.
etc. So I'd like to think we put up a fight and maybe lose 1-2. I don't think we'll get completely blown out.
I
Uh,
don't think so
but
either.
I would put my money on Ramen Renegades. Unfortunately, any other team, I'm gonna pick my team. But if I'm being honest from a caster's perspective, I gotta go the undefeated
Yeah.
team.
So I think if you need any person in the mid lane shutting down Shumpo, it's Snarbopsy. I think if anyone has it in him, it's him.
Yeah, yeah. Duck butter, good enough. That's the spirit. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm hyping up our team as little as I
Yeah.
can. But yeah, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Snarbopsy. I mean, unfortunately, he doesn't play like a flimsy fence, like an aggressive. I'm gonna fight Chumpo. But he does play that really supportive style, which makes it really hard for people like Shumpo to get online because
Yep.
he goes to engage and we just CC chain and kill him. So we'll see. I'm not saying our team's going to get completely destroyed, but if you're looking at it, the undefeated team, I mean, you usually put your money on them.
So I can give
Uh,
you some inside information, Modlock. So if
okay.
Slug does pick Udyr, just pick a farming top laner. I've heard that from Slug himself. That is the way to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of nerfed, I think, the R max build. Unfortunately, I'd be able to farm, but he would just shove me under turret. So Casante Slug isn't one to mess with. So that'll be an
Yeah.
interesting matchup. It'll be my
Kasante
first.
Slug, who's that? All I know is Slug wearing jeans.
He's his name. He just changed his name again.
Yeah.
That knucklehead. Let's see. Let's see what Benches said. He has legends over goats. All right. He has ramen over Los Nemadas. And then he's got Big Wheel for our third game. Big Wheel over X here. So
Yeah.
who you putting your money on in that game? The Big Wheel Team X
Big
Slam
Wheel versus
Arena.
Team X.
Big
I
Wheel's 3 and
think
1.
I think it's Big Wheel. I think just the scoreline. I think Hardway is playing really well in mid, and I think having more sleep in jungle is just way too strong to
Yeah,
really
well
play
now
against. I think
it
it's
looks like
just
they're switching him top. I think
that
almost
is true.
permanently and having
Yeah,
Tac Alley jungle.
I think that's probably better. I think I assume Morsleep's good enough to play any role that he really wants to play. I can definitely see him just hard
Yeah.
carrying anywhere. So I think him and being Tack Alley in his main role is pretty good.
Look, I'm gonna hope it's gonna be close because Team X has the jungle diff then, and if you could play safe top, you could possibly see a diff everywhere else on the map. Plus, nobody knows Hardway like his own brother.
Very true.
So there
Very
might
true.
be a shot that you could get some predictions in there, gap him in a couple lanes, and punish the fact that More Sleep is now top and he can't affect the other, the mid, the jungle, the dragons, the bot lane like he did before.
I
But
mean, counter
what's
argument
up?
though. I mean, Hardway does know Beard better than any other person. So
True.
maybe
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can get some countering in the bot lane themselves.
It'll be a real battle of wits, one would say.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Game 4 here. We got Bear Squad versus Arrow 404. All right, Fluffy, this is on you. You put your money on your own team, or
I'm This is a tough one, right? I mean, my team, we've our one win that probably won't be for a while is it's just because they decided not to show up.
yeah, yeah.
So the little a little tough to say we're gonna win this, but I think my brand new lineup can do it. I
Mhm.
think we have the salary and bot lane
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make it work.
I'll be interested to see, in case anybody who's listening doesn't know. They got the water palace, just banger bot lane.
Yeah,
All the salary in the bot lane for Arrow 404 now. So we'll see how that matches up. We'll see. It's almost like a test of the meta more than it is a test of your individual skill. It's can bot lane be OP enough
yeah.
to
If we
carry?
if we stack CC champions in top and jungle, can they
Mhm.
just CC the enemies long enough for water to go in 1v5
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single fight?
It'll be interesting to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Bentage predicts Bear Squad over your team. Unfortunately,
That's a very safe prediction, one that
I
I
would,
would
yeah,
probably get behind myself as a betting man.
I
But
would have to agree. Especially with Jared Bear down in that bot lane, it's not going to be the easiest this week in comparison to maybe some of the other weeks.
we also
Next
lost.
game, yeah. Next game, we got Play Gaming here versus. This will actually be
Titans.
what is their team name? Titans Wrath here, run by KB. It is KB. The rundown is KB Jelly, Casual Plebs, Bentage, Nithros, and Challenge Cat at support.
Yeah.
Versus that of Play Gaming, which I think their team has not switched anybody out this whole season. I think they've been the
I think you're
consistent
right.
team.
They're the consistent team.
I'm gonna put my money, I think, on Play Gaming here, just like
Yeah.
Bentage. I think that it's gonna be hard for Bentage to deal with the flimsy mid. It's gonna be hard for them to get online. I think it might be closer than we think, though. I would bet 2-1. I don't think they're gonna roll over too easy to Play Gaming.
I think Play Gaming is gonna wipe it 2-0. I think the amount of time they've had to practice together, the consistency, their chemistry will just beat whatever KB can come up with in the short time he's had with this team.
Yeah, true. We'll have to see. That'll be one to watch too with the new team.
Yeah.
And then for our last match, we got Night Raid Owls versus Team H2O. Here's your
Sorry,
money on
Team
there.
H2O. Sorry, Team H2O. I think this
Yeah.
one's might be going in Night Raid Owl's favor here.
Yeah, Night Raid Owls have been. Let's say, do you know the record off the top of their head? Let's
Night
look.
Raid Owls is 3-1,
Yeah, they're 3-1. Yeah, they're
and H2O is 0-4, unfortunately.
they've been
So
doing really good. H2O made a couple flop arounds, I think, since we've seen them last.
yep,
Inokshima in the mid lane. You have Evbot jungle. I'm sorry, Evbot top, Keanu Reeves jungle, and a Kali Blitz Pyro in the bot lane now.
yep.
It'll be interesting. Again, I would also agree Night Raid over H2O. I'm sorry, H2O. I love you a long time, but Night Raid's just kind of going ham. But I think that does it for next
Yeah.
week's games. So, with that being said, anybody that is actively listening, a poll is going to go up in the general chat. Anybody can vote on it. Anybody in this Discord that could see the League of Legends general chat, vote on that poll. It is going to be all 6 matchups that you see on your screen right now. And we need you to vote. And whatever game is the most voted for is the game that is guaranteed going to get casted. Whether that's on Sunday if we have production or Monday the day after. That will be the game that gets highlighted by this organization, guaranteed. Other games, possibly, if we find time. But we want to make sure we really highlight the match that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
So please go vote. Tell your kids, tell your wives, tell your dog to get
Tell
a
your
Discord.
15 Discord alt accounts.
Yeah. Get in there, get them all in here, and cast your votes. Again, congratulations to Hailstrom on his baby and a safe birth. And the other thing I wanted to announce or talk about here, if I'm not mistaken, we have our 1v1 tournament coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
So, if you're interested in that, please go to our events at the top of the Valhalla Esports Discord, click on the event tab, make sure you're interested, and we'll go from there. But I don't know. Do you have any last thoughts? Anything you want to add?
No, I think covered all of it.
Yeah, Bentis has his predictions in. We'll see if he's right. I think we agree with him on most predictions, but I'd like to see some upsets here. We're coming up on the trade deadline. We're coming up on playoffs. We're coming up on the games that really matter. So this is the time to start watching teams a little bit closer than maybe the captains were before, just to kind of see what people are kind of finalizing, their play styles and what they're leaning towards. But I think that'll do it for us.
Yeah.
We'll have to see you guys either Sunday or Monday for your guys' favorite stream, or I'm sorry, your guys' favorite game, rather, and we'll have to get that casted. So come join us out for that, and then join us for the 1v1 tournament.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
guys. You guys have a good weekend, and good luck on all your games.
eternity. Much is right before your eyes as the ground begins to shake. Ravens fly amongst the sky, battles of great divine. Torn hearts of fear and crime.